Today we are going to discuss exercise 2.3, and before that we have done what are functions and their arrow diagrams. So now we have to tell whether these relations given in the roster form are functions or not. So we'll follow the definition of function. We With the help of arrow diagram I'll try to show you this image is 1 5, this image is 1, and this is 8, its image is 1, and this is 11, 14, and 17. All have image this and this 11 also. So you can see that all elements have the same image. This is kind of many to one relation, and many to one is also your function. So yes, we'll write this is yes, it is a function. So this arrow diagram is not compulsory to draw, but this is visualize things in a much better way. So you can draw this and can understand this whether this function is of many to one, one to one, or one to many. So many to one base, this is a function. I'm just explaining this again. Why? Because 2 has image 1. Does 2 has another image? No. So it means 2's image is unique, and similarly other elements have their unique images. So that's why this is a function. Now come to this. This is 2 1, 4 2, 6 3, 8 4, 10 5, 12 6, 12 6, 14 7. So we can draw the again this 2. You can see this is going to be to 1, and this 4 is going to 2, and this 6 is going to 3, and this you can say 8 going to 4, and then you can see 10 going to 5, and this 12, then 6, and then 14, this all going to 7. So this way you can see that all elements have unique image. So this is 1 1 function. So even any relation which is 1 to 1, we say this is a function. So yes, this answer is also yes, this is a function. Next one, you can see 1 3, 1 5, 2 5. If we say 1, then one image is, you can see this is 3, and one has another image 1 5, and this 2 also you can see. So you can see that there is at least one element 1 which has two images, 3 as well as 5. So this is called one to many relation, and this type of relation is never a function. So your answer of this will be no, it is not a function, not a function. Now come to this question, which is the most important one for this chapter, that you will be getting some functions, and function is, you can see this this is modulus function and minus is outside, and you have to find domain and range. So domain, in general I'm telling you, domain means all values of x. Domain means all values of x except the values which makes function not defined. So domain, I'm just writing here for the hint, domain, all values belongs to R of x which makes function defined. So which makes function defined means there should be no value of x. If you put that value into the function, and your function will become not defined. So you have to take care while deciding domain. And range, range actually is the value that comes after putting the value of x. For example, we were putting x equal to 1, so we were getting answer 3 and 5. Here we are putting x equal to 2, we are getting answer 5. So y is the value, and all these values are actually your range. So keep in mind that these values are your range, and you have to decide which values are belonging to domain and which values are belonging to range. So you can see this function that all, you can see this all x you can put here, because there is no value of x if you put into this modulus x, and this will become not defined. So your, and not defined, you can take one more example. You always see what is in the denominator. You will get two kinds of problem. First, in the square root, you should remember, for the square root, then there should be, there should always be positive values. And second, function in the quotient form means some number, some value of x in the numerator and some value of x in the denominator. So you have to take care that value of x which makes denominator 0 should not be under domain. So that time you have to see the function. Here you can see there is no square root, there is no denominator of this function. So all values of x belongs to R will be the domain. So we'll write domain as complete R. R means this is real number. And now just think of the answer, which kind of answer comes. You know, if I remove this minus sign for the time being, if I remove this minus sign, then mod x, you know that mod x is, your answer is always positive. If you put minus 2, then it becomes plus 2. If you put 2, then it becomes 2. And if you put 2.1, it will become 2.1. If it is minus 1.5, it will become 1.5. So all real values, but you can put, but answer is coming always positive. So you see answer is always positive for this mod x. But as soon as you see this minus sign, so whatever answers were coming as positive, now it will be, they will become negative, because negative sign is outside. So range of this can be written as, range will be from minus infinity to this 0. You can include 0. This is your range, or you can say all negative real numbers including 0. Now this is very important question. This fx is 9 minus x square. We have to find domain and range of this function. See, I'm just again mentioning what domain is. Domain means all values of x which makes function defined. So there should be no value of x which can make function not defined. Now not defined you can understand in two ways. First, that in the square root there should be no negative number, and all, if any function is divided by 0, then in these two conditions you will get functions as not defined. And function, if function is not defined, so you have to remove that value which makes function as functions not defined. For example, now you see I can write this as fx. This is 9 minus x square. This you can write as 3 minus x, a minus b, a plus b, 3 plus x. So the method that we are going to discuss can be applied here when you have fx in such a way that you can convert that into linear factors. Remember this, when you can convert into the linear factors. The method that I'm going to explain cannot be used if your fx cannot be written in the form of linear factors. So we'll first draw the number line, and that first time when we draw it, this is for x, and this linear factor, first linear factor you put equal to 0. This is 3 minus x equal to 0. So your answer of x will be 3. And second factor, if you put 3 plus x equal to 0, then your x will be minus 3. So you have got two values. So write these two values. This is minus 3 and this is plus 3. And whenever you get values like 3 minus 3 plus 2 minus 2 and 4 minus 4, you always take 0 from your side. Now we will take some examples. This is from minus infinity to infinity. Now here 1 2 3 4, there are 4 partitions you can see, and we'll discuss like which values can be taken for x. So first, you know that this inside your square root there should always be a positive number. So for example, you take any number. this side, you take only just one value for any one value. There is no need to verify with the help of two values or three values. Just one value take between the first one. For example, here we take -4. If for example, if I take -4, I'm just writing here, this is, I'm taking minus, here I'm taking -4. This is for example. So put here -4. So this will become 3 minus 4 minus minus plus. So this bracket will become 7, and this bracket will become -1. So this 7 into -1, answer will be -7. So you cannot take this interval -infinity to -3. So now we'll take for this -3. Can we put -3? So if you put 3 minus 3, this becomes 6, and 3 minus 3, it becomes 0. So now root 0. Root 0 is fine. Root 0 is, answer is 0. So it means that -3 can be taken. So I'm putting tick over here. Now next you take -3 to 0. You take any number. For example, let's take -1. So if you take -1, this put this value of x equal to -1 here. So it becomes 4, and this becomes 2. So 4 into 2, 8. So inside the square root, there is positive number coming. So it means it's okay. We can take this interval -3 to 0. Now we'll take 3. Add this 0. So if I put 0, then 3 minus 0, 3 plus 0. So 3 into 3, 9. Still I can take this value 0. So this is okay. Now 0 to 3, you take any value. Let's take 1. So 1 you put here, 3 minus 1, 2, and 3 plus 1, this is 4. So 8, 4 into 2, 8. It means this also interval can be taken. Now this 3 if you take here, then it becomes 0. Root 0 is 0. So it means this 3 can be taken. Now take any value from this interval, 3 to 4. This is 4, put value. So it becomes negative. So negative cannot be taken. So you can see all these ticked ones. These are the values of x that you can take. So we can write the domain in interval form. And you can see interval is, you are taking -3, you are including -3, and you are going tick up to 3, including 3. So it means your domain is going to be -3 to 3. So this way you can find your domain. Now come to discuss this range. You can see the observation through observation also what can be the values of this fx. So but I'm going to give you the method. With the help of that, you can find the range as well. So we always let y equal to 9 minus x square. So you can see if I draw the arrow diagram, then this is some y and there is some value x. So we write y equal to root 9 minus x square. We are trying to find that what are the possible values of y. So after writing this, you write x in terms of y. This is a step that you can follow in all questions. Write x in terms of y. So this will become, do the squaring both sides. This is 9 minus x square, and then you can write x square equal to 9 minus y square. So your x is going to be plus minus under root 9 minus y square. So this is plus minus under root 9 minus y square. So you will you can see that can also be written as 3 minus y and 3 plus y. Now when you write x in terms of y, you always make sure that your factors can be converted into linear factors in terms of y. If you cannot convert linear factors in terms of y, then we have to use some other method. Now this time again we'll draw a number line, but this time this number line will be for y. Y means your range. So you can see factors are again this -3 and this are 3 as we have done earlier. So now this is plus infinity and this is minus infinity. So we have to make sure like which values of y can be put here. And one more step that we have to see, we'll take some values of, for example, we'll take this is -4. So I'm using different color. This is -4 I'm taking. So if I put y equal to -4, I put here. So this y, this +7, and this becomes minus. So it means what? That your square root, you are getting some negative number. So it means you have to reject this interval. So you have rejected. Now -3, you see, can -3 be taken? Okay, if I take -3, this becomes 6 and this becomes 0. So ultimately your answer of this is coming as 0. So I'm just writing here y equal to, you are taking -3 and your x is coming equal to plus minus under root 0. So this is 0. Now you always have to see that your x value must be in this domain. So you see that x equal to 0 coming, and 0 is there in the domain. Yes. So when it is 0 there in the domain, you can put a tick over this, that -3 can be taken. Now you see, can you take any number in between? For example, we take this is -1. If we take -1, we'll see that which kind of answer we are getting. So we just saw that y equal to -3, if you take, then your x is coming 0, which is fine. But one more thing you have to note down. After putting values, you have to take care of two steps. The first step is that domain. This domain, you check whether this value is belonging to domain. Yes, it is belonging, fine. But from here also you see that y is fine. This value of y can be taken or not. From here you can see this y equal to square root 9 minus x square. So whatever value you put here inside of the square root, there will be a positive number, and square root of positive number will be a positive number. So here it is a square, this square root is positive. So this y, you can see from here that y cannot be negative. Y cannot be negative because here the square root of this 9 minus x cannot be negative, and if it is positive, then square root will also be positive. It means y is always positive. So at this step also you have to verify whether this y equal to -3 is fine or not. So I found like this y equal to -3 is not okay, because here again you see in equation number A, y cannot be negative for any value of x belonging to this domain. So you can think of yourself, can you put any value of x which can make this negative from this domain? No, this inside this square root number cannot be negative, and similarly whatever answer will come of this square root will be positive. It means y is always positive. So this y equal to -3 cannot be taken, and even this y equal to -3 cannot be taken. So this complete interval cannot be taken. Now come to this 0. Can 0 be taken? You can put y equal to 0 here. 3 minus 0, 3 plus 0, this is root 6 coming plus minus root 6. So step number this plus minus root 6 will be 2 point something. So this is 2 point something is there. Yes. So it is satisfying. Y equal to 0 is, if you take y equal to 0, then your x is coming root 6 plus minus root 6 both is coming. So it means y is 0 possible, because if you put 3, then it is positive. Yes, it's fine. This is positive, and x equal to plus minus, this is plus minus 2.3 something. So both values are in the domain. It means this 0 can be taken. Now take any value between this. We take 1. So if I put y equal to 1, then x will be, you can see, then x will be 9 minus 1, which is plus minus 1, which is root 8. Root 8 is also 2 point something, because root 9 will be 3. So something less than 9 will give you answer 2 point something. So plus minus 2 point something is also the values of x. Yes, it is in the domain. These value must be in the domain. So yes, it is there, and these values must satisfy this condition also. So it means I'm just highlighting this. This must satisfy condition A, and all these must satisfy condition number this B. So please take care of these steps very carefully. So now we have come to know that these values are possible. But if I take x this from this interval 4, if I take, now if I take y equal to 4, then your x will be negative. your plus minus some negative number will come inside. So that is not possible. So it means you cannot take this interval. So you may reject this interval. So you can write your range, which is from 0 including 0 to 3. 3 can also be chosen. 3 can you see, can 3 be taken? Put x y equal to 3. This is 0. If I put x y equal to 0, y equal to 3 you take. Y equal to 3 I have taken. So y equal to 3 you take, then this answer will be 0 and y equal to 3 is positive. This condition, this y equal to 3 is satisfying A condition, and the answer is 0 which is satisfying B condition. It means this 3 can be taken. So your range is going to be 0 to 3. Now next question is, this is question number 3. A function f is defined by fx equal to 2x minus 5. Write down the values of f0, f7. So it is very simple. You put f0. This is 2 into 0 minus 5. This is coming as minus 5. So this is very simple. And f7. So you put 2 into 7 minus 5, 14 and minus 5. This is going to be 9. So this way you can find the values. Now question number 5. In this question you have to find range. This time domain is given, means whatever the values of x here given, x belongs to R, x greater than 0. It means this is your domain and you have to find range. So for part 1, we'll start part 1 and we'll like part 1, we'll write this y equal to 2 minus 3x. So you can see that this is, or you can write this as fx also, no issue. So you can see this 2 minus 3x is in linear form. So if it is in linear form, so first we write for this x, and x is already defined. This is for positive number. So for domain, we have no need to mention anything and we have no need to find something like this with the help of number line, because this is already given. So domain is from 0 to infinity. Now come to range. So I told you range, how it is defined. Let's say some value of y in the range, and such that y equal to 2 minus 3x, and then we write x in terms of y. Write x, this is your b and this is your a. Write x in terms of y. So your this will become x equal to 2 minus y upon 3. So you can see in this, you can see one linear factor for y. This is 2 minus y. So this linear factor, put 2 minus y equal to 0. So if you put 2 minus y equal to 0, you are going to get y equal to 2. So we'll make number line. So this is your 2 and this is minus infinity and this is plus infinity. Now we have to check which values can satisfy this for range. So we'll start from here. Let's take any example. This is 2, less than 2 you take 0. 0 is the very small value. So if I take y equal to 0, this is for y. So I am writing here y equal to 0. Put into this equation x equal to then 2 minus 0 upon 3, which is going to be 2 by 3. So you can see that is belonging to your b. First this is belonging to your condition number b, and this y equal to 0 you can check from here. Y equal to 0, there is x can be found 0, x will be 2 by 3 and then y will be 0. So it means this is also fine. This y, this can be taken. Now we take some, we will check at 2 also. Can we take y equal to 2? If I take y equal to 2, then x will be 2 minus 2 upon 3, which is coming 0. So this is again belonging to b. So b condition. So it means this y equal to 2 can be taken. Now we take some value from this side. This is taken. This is fine. Now take this value. Let's say 3 you take. If I take 3, y equal to 3 I take, then x will be 2 minus 3 upon 3, which is minus 1 by 3. But is negative number is there in b? You can see this negative number. It is b is all positive, so cannot be taken. So this x equal to minus 1 by 3 is not possible. So this is not belonging to B. So it means this side you cannot take. So your range now is coming from minus infinity to 2, and this is closed interval because 2 can be taken. Now for second part, you can see this fx equal to x square plus 2. So your domain is minus infinity to infinity, it's already given. So fx, this is x square plus 2. Now we'll find the range. So we'll take, let's say this is x and this image is y. So y equal to x square plus 2. Now our step is this is b condition, and this we write x in terms of y. So x square will be 2 minus y, and then x will be plus minus under root 2 minus y. So this is your condition number A, and this is your condition number B. So we'll draw the number line, because you can see this 2 minus y. If you put 2 minus y equal to 0, 2 minus y equal to 0, then y will be 2. So this is 2, and this is minus infinity, and this is plus infinity. We'll start taking some examples. We'll take this as 0. You can take very easy number, y equal to 0. This we are doing for y. So y equal to 0, then x will be plus minus 2 minus 0. So this is coming plus minus root 2. So this plus minus root 2, first it's belonging to B. This is satisfying condition B, and your y equal to 0. Y equal to 0 means can 0 be there? So this is again is satisfying this. So y 0 can be taken. So this is fine, it can be taken. But we have to discuss this also, because you see that x square is always positive, and y, because y is x square plus 2, positive plus positive, so y cannot be negative. So it means if I take any value less than 0 I have taken, and if I take any value from here, like this is minus 1, so y equal to minus 1 cannot be taken. Y equal to minus 1 cannot be taken because this is not satisfying condition number 1. So positive square, this is square is always positive, plus 2 positive is always positive, and positive sum of two positive number is positive, so y cannot be negative at any cost. So we'll not take this side 0 to this. You have to check yourself. This 0 we have taken it from our side, so this cannot be negative. Now we'll go from this side 0 to 2. 0 to 2 you take some example 1, that 1 can be taken. Y equal to 1 you take. So if I take y equal to 1, then x will be plus minus 2 minus 1, so this is plus minus 1, so it's okay. Now this can be taken. Now y equal to 2 you take, so x is going to be plus minus 0. This is 0, it can be taken. So it's satisfying this all b, they are satisfying b, and this is all satisfying your A condition. And now more than 2 you take, this you cannot take. For example, y equal to 4 you do, so this will become x equal to plus minus 2 minus 4, which is now x equal to plus minus under root minus 2. So you know that minus cannot be there, so it is not belonging to B. So this side you cannot take. So ultimately your range is from 0, positive number you can take, 0 to, this is from 2, let me check this. Little correction is required. You see that x square was your this is nothing, this is y minus 2. So this is y minus 2. Now all these are fine, we can check again, this is fine. But now we have to see for that now also. For y equal to 4, so it's going to be 4 minus 2, which is plus 2. So this is okay. So earlier we saying that this is not okay, so this is okay, this is belonging to B. So this can be taken. So if this can be taken, this is plus 2, then y equal to 2. So it means we can take this interval also. So your range is going to be 0 to infinity. This can be easily verified also, because you put any value of x, if you increase value of x, your answer will be increasing. So maximum can be, it can go to any limit. So your answer is this. You please correct me and please see this very carefully.